Hail and well met, adventurers. I am the Dungeon Master, and we have returned once again to the visual novel that is Steins. The Let's Play itself is officially over at this point. However, one of my viewers by the name of Rick Lang has requested that I showcase the alternative endings to Steins, seeing as how in the main LP I was heading directly for the true ending, in which Rintaro Okabe finally manages, against all odds, to reach the elusive unknown world line colloquially known as Steins. As to where we are at this point in time, we're currently in Chapter 6 of Steins. Specifically the moment where Rintaro is about to send the D-mail that will cancel his keeping Suzuha and Mayuri here on the 13th of August. Because at this point in time, he let her go back in time, back to 1975 to try and get the IBN 5100. Unfortunately, at this point, there was a rainstorm which severely damaged the time machine currently embedded in the roof of the radio building. And as a result of that malfunction, even though the time machine itself has essentially been repaired by Daru, it will create some sort of phenomena that will cause Suzuha to lose her memory from 1975 to the year 2000. The events of which will ultimately cause her to commit suicide as a result of her failing to get the IBN 5100 and ultimately changing the events of the future. Of course, it should go without saying that it was Kurisu that originally caused the, partially responsible for the initial D-mail that Rintaro sent to keep Suzuha here in this timeline, instead of disappearing back in time before the rainstorm hit. Now all we need to do is send the counter D-mail, however, we are not going to do so. If we send this counter D-mail, we'll be erasing the events of the past 4 days, from the 9th till the 13th, which is today, which is, at this point in time, the death date of Mayuri Shina. As I explained and as you all witnessed in the main Let's Play, cancelling the D-mails will postpone Mayuri's death by essentially 24 hours. However, cancelling the D-mail will also send us into the next chapter, but we are not going to do that, or I'm not going to do that. Save Mayuri. That is my purpose. That was the whole reason why we time-leapt in the first place. That is what drove me to leap through time, I just said that. I'll do whatever it takes to save her. This is just one more sacrifice. Erase the time you spent with Suzuha. Destroy whatever bond you've had, even if it hurts. And it is going to hurt. Send the D-mail. Push the button. Isn't that what Suzuha wants? You'll be saving her from 25 years of loneliness, from ending her life in utter despair. Save Suzuha, save Mayuri. That is the right thing to do. This is right. But is it really? Is erasing those memories really the right thing to do? Isn't that just running away from reality? Shouldn't I try time leaping first? Maybe there's another way. Sadly, time leaping won't work. What should I do? What's the right choice? Stop. You're starting to doubt. Never doubt. I don't know the answer, but I need to reach a conclusion or else I can't. I can't do it. I can't send this D-mail. Acting on impulse, I don the headgear and punch in a 48-hour time leap.
解放はあるの?
And Kurisu is understandably upset about our current actions, but it's too little too late. I ignore her and bite down hard on my lip. It's time to call the time leap machine via the PhoneWave TBA's Mayushi guidance system. As a taste of blood fills my mouth, I press the button. And that sound means that the time leap machine is fully charged. So back we go, 48 hours, back to the 11th of August, and to a completely different series of events. We did not send the cancellation email, thus we did not erase the 4 days of the past as such, although technically we have, seeing as how we've leapt back in time once again. But as a result of this time leap, we will not move forward to the next chapter, which is chapter 7. The world twists. My legs shake. I cover my eyes and wait for my senses to return to normal. 1,000 emotions stampede through my skull and then fade away. I stare vacantly at Kurisu, who is standing in front of me. At first, I can't hear her over the buzzing in my ears, but little by little, her voice becomes clear.
ほら、ふらついてるじゃない。まだ2日目なのに、そんなに疲れててどうすんのよ。
You have to forgive me, Kurisu. I'm a bit slow on the uptake, as I believe Rintaro is at the moment, because what exactly happened on the 11th? Kurisu thrust her finger at me like an angry schoolteacher.
ピンバッジはきっと見つかる。まだ時間はあるんだから、そんなに焦らないで。
Oh right, this was back when Rintaro was still trying to search as to who created the pin that belongs to Suzuha in the year 2036. Turns out that person was none other than Daru, who, ironically enough, was actually trying to create counterfeit pins to the one that Suzuha has to try and fool her, which lends credence to the possibility that the actual pin that Suzuha herself has was created sometime in the future, but prior to 2036.
それより、あんたにぶっ倒れられたら、私はともかく、マユリが心配するでしょ。
And Kurisu is exhibiting classic tsundere behavior.
少しは自分の体もいたわりなさい。
Well, to be honest, I appreciate the fact that you're worried about Rintaro, Kurisu, yet your worry is not entirely on the mark. I believe Rintaro is still disoriented by the time leap effect. But the time leap worked. And yet Rintaro has to live with the consequences of what he has just done. There were consequences for cancelling that email, but there will also be consequences for leaping back in time instead. I nod to Kurisu, then collapse onto the sofa. I couldn't sacrifice either of them. In a sense, I am running away. But there was no other choice. No other way to save Suzuha and Mayuri both. In 2 days, Mayuri will die, and Suzuha will be lost to the past. If these 2 days are all we have left, then all I can do is repeat them. Forever. For all eternity. Let these 2 days be the rest of my life. I'm sure this can't possibly go wrong. The wind caresses my cheek. I push down on the pedals and begin the ascent up Harumi Bridge. The spokes revolve rhythmically, reflecting the sunlight. It is a spectacular looking day. It looks like Suzuha and Mayuri are both enjoying the nice summer breeze. Rintaro, Kurisu, and especially Daru in the corner over there, however, are not quite as enthusiastic about this. Sweat oozes out of every pore, but it's not unpleasant, except for Daru, as I just said. It feels good, healthy, like running around the school field as a child, and yet the expression on your face belies the fact that you're still relatively out of shape when it comes to exercising, Rintaro Ugabe. That it is, Mayushi. That it is.
なんで僕がこんなことに付き合わなきゃいけないんだ
That's a very good question. Why did you come along?
同感だわ。っていうか、風強すぎ。
Looks like there's a bit of a headwind on this journey, which is most unfortunate.
メタボだからもっと運動しておくべきだと思うよ。
And I believe I wouldn't necessarily call that a compliment, Mayuri. In fact, I would call that a knife to the guts, if I do say so myself.
デブオタ上等
I hate to point this out to you, Daru, but you don't have a beard. Just pointing that out. Leading the way at a terrific pace is Suzuha on her trusty mountain bike. The kind of view that she never really saw in the dystopian future of 2036. From here, you can see across Tokyo Bay, all the way to Rainbow Bridge in the distance. Akiba and the jumbled sprawl of central Tokyo are 2 hours behind us. Here on this artificial island, there are only skyscrapers and vacant lots, one extreme or the other. We've been riding for 2 hours? No wonder we're exhausted. And yet Mayuri and Suzuha seem to be in high spirits. One time I took the bus back to Akiba after Komima, so I already knew how close it was, but I never thought I'd come here by bike. Except for Suzuha, we're all using rent cycles. Yeah, the Future Gadget Lab's budget is still a bit skimp. I wanted a change of pace from the search for the unfindable pin, so I proposed this cycling expedition. Of course, I already know who the pin belongs to and who Suzuha's father is, but I've chosen not to tell anyone. If at all possible, I want to spend these 2 days in peace, and delay Suzuha's time travel. So at this point in time, neither Suzuha nor Mayuri have figured out that Daru is actually Suzuha's missing father this whole time. But this is my goal now, such as it is.
ただの時間の無駄遣いと思ってたけど、たまにはこういう時間も必要な生き物なんだね、人間って。
It's always nice to get outside and get some fresh air.
私はタイムリープマシンを作ってる方が楽しい。
Kurisu, however, is not quite as ecstatic.
引きこもりが最強だと今日証明されました。
I'm surprised that Daru has managed to last as long as he has, considering how long we've been riding for. But Mayuri is completely unfazed whatsoever.
だらしないな。そんなんじゃ生き残れないよ。
And Suzuha's combat tips. Kurisu and Daru are exhausted, while Suzuha and Mayuri are still going strong. I already know the distance between Akiba and Ariake, so I'm able to pace myself in order to conserve energy.
水は自動販売機はまだ今ならコップ1杯分の水のために人殺しもできそうだお。
Personally, I would kill for a Dr. Pepper or a heat tap myself. Also, probably would have been a good idea to bring drinking bottles filled with water along for the ride, just in case.
残念ながらこの橋を含めてあと2つ橋を渡らないとコンビニはない。そこまで辛抱しろ。
And just as he said, Rintaro seems to be fairly knowledgeable about this area.
マジで無理。もう無理。
Seems like Daru has given up all hope.
オカリン、詳しいんだね。この辺来たことあるの？
I reckon probably once or twice, maybe a few times.
ああ、何度も。
How long have I been living in this closed loop of time? It's already getting hard to keep track of the days, so instead I think in 2-day cycles. This should be the fall cycle. Oh wow. So it seems that, contrary to what we've been led to believe, Rintaro has actually been on this journey far more often than he would care to admit, and far more than I thought. Something in my intuition is telling me that spending the next eternity, the next 2 days on eternal repeat is probably going to be detrimental for one's health and sanity. This time, only I know that Mayuri is fated to die. By keeping that secret, I allow us to spend these days like normal kids our age would. By the way, you're still wearing your lab coat, it seems. This cycling expedition is part of that. Suzuha and Mayuri enjoy the ride, so I make sure that we do it each time I repeat the loop. You do know what they say about repeating the same thing over and over again as the very definition of insanity, Rintaro. So maybe as a change of pace in the next cycle, you should probably do something different, apart from the same cycling trip for the 5th time in a row. Our current destination is Tokyo Big Sight, the massive convention center in Ariake. In a few days it will be home to Komima, the world's largest doujinshi marketplace event.
ここまで来ればビッグサイトはすぐだ。あと10分もしないうちに着くだろう。
Well, after 2 hours of constant cycling, I'm sure another 10 minutes wouldn't hurt.
その前に休憩を。
And again, we probably should have taken a break a while back. Daru's used up the last of his strength. While still on his bike, he rests his body up against the guardrail separating us from the road. Oh wow, we're on the open road. Yeah, that's going to be very unfortunate if oncoming traffic comes our way, or behind us for that matter. I turn and pull up next to Daru's bike.
そのままの格好でいると危ないぞ。体を起こせ。
ちょっと休ませてよ。
I understand your pain, Daru, but I'm with Rintaro on this one. You want to watch out for any oncoming traffic.
危ないんだと言っているだろう。
I sigh and pull Daru up by the arm.
わかったから。
Daru stands up. A second later, yep, definitely call it. A huge truck speeds past. A gust of wind left in its wake nearly bowls us over. The bridge sways beneath our feet. Wait, we're on a bridge.
危ねえ。
That was definitely too close for comfort there. Probably wouldn't have hit him anyway, but still, best to be careful.
オカリンのおかげで助かった。
I think you're being a little too overdramatic there for your own good, Daru.
なんかね、今のオカリン、未来が見えてたみたいだったね。
Yeah, funny that.
D メールでも使ったんでしょ。
And Kurisu, with her immediate suspicions, though again she's not entirely on the mark. Mayuri's innocent smile. Kurisu's cynical grin. To them, it's a joke, but they're not mistaken. The only thing they got wrong was that I didn't send an email. Instead, I time-leaped. But it seems that Suzuha won't be so easily fooled. Suzuha's eyes meet mine. She was laughing just a moment ago, but now she looks confused, uncertain. I avert my eyes. I can't meet her gaze. And if she questions us on this matter, we might cave in like a pack of cards, or a house of cards. And we have come to the realm of Big Sight, soon to be the realm of Kamima. Daru, his vigor restored, faces Big Sight with his arms spread wide. It's a pretty impressive place. And yet when the convention is in full swing, you'll be surprised at how many people actually fit into this place.
こんなに広かったのね。なのにコミマ中は人で埋め尽くされるとかありえない。
And yet, having been to conventions myself, I understand wholeheartedly how packed it can be. In the emptiness, it is easy to see how truly majestic Big Sight is. At Kamima, when you're wading through a sea of people, it's just another big building. I'm sure we'll find a place that sells juicy tender chicken #1, or juicy chicken tender #1 or something. I keep mixing it up. Then again, a restaurant is probably the next best thing.
帰りも同じ距離を走らないといけないのよね。それを考えたら鬱だ。
Yeah, 2-hour return trip. I'm looking forward to it as much as Kurisu is. Now we've already done this 4 times, so the 3 of them go searching for the family restaurant. Suzuha is still gazing at Big Sight.
Suzuha, どうした?
I ask the question, even though I already know how she'll answer. She's excited to see Big Sight in real life.
Big Sight, 生で見られて感動.
And on cue, she says the very same thing, verbatim, word for word. Suzuha's eyes are shining.
2036年にはさ、ビッグサイトってなくなっちゃってるんだよね。
I wonder if CERN had anything to do with that.
より大規模な埋め立て計画の一環で、もっと大きなイベント会場がゴロゴロしてる。ドームだってあの辺に移転してきてるし。
Then again, maybe not. Maybe it was wrong. And CERN aren't responsible for the desolation of Big Sight. Suzuha points to the middle of Tokyo Bay.
でもさ、さっき橋田至が言ってたけど、ここって聖地扱いされてるんだよね。
According to both Daru and Mayushi, Kamima is the holy land of all Moe.
コミマっていうすごいイベントがあるんでしょ。私の母さんもそのイベントに参加してて、そこで父さんと会ったんだって話してくれたよ。
That's a interesting little tidbit of information there, Suzuha, and it's something that we didn't I don't think we knew at this point. The fact that Suzuha's mother actually meets Daru here at Kamima. Of course, we haven't told her that.
なるほど。お前の母親は不女子だった可能性があるな。
I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say that Fujoshi is basically essentially a cosplay, or a type of cosplayer.
だからさ、ずっと見たかったんだよね。ありがとう、岡部倫太郎。
Well, from your perspective, you've seen this place. This is the first time you've seen this place. From our perspective, this is the 4th time you've seen it, or the 4th time we've seen you see it.
父さんに近づけた気がする。
You have no idea how close you actually are. A sharp pain steps through my heart. Indeed, you are closer than you realize. I know who Suzuha's father is. He's right over there. But I won't tell her. Not until the afternoon of the 13th, when the time leap machine is complete, even though we're repeating the last 2 days. For now, I just want to prolong these 2 days of peace.
オカリー、すずさん、早く早く。
And Mayushi is getting impatient.
ほら、呼んでる。行こうよ。私もお腹空いちゃった。
Indeed. Let us feast. Here at Big Side. Suzuha grabs my hand and we take off running. Somehow, I manage to force a smile. Even though we're running away from our responsibilities. Today was fun. Tomorrow will be fun. Every day will be fun forever, except we're not having fun because we've already experienced the same events 4 times already, and it's nothing but a skipping broken record at this point. The wind caresses my cheek, and it looks like we're repeating the events of the day that we just went through. Push down on the pedals and begin the ascent up Harumi Bridge. We've done all this already. Spokes revolve slowly, reflecting the sunlight. Sweat oozes out of every pore, but it's not unpleasant. Getting a strong sense of deja vu here. And if you're starting to feel like I'm feeling right now, adventurers, I can only imagine what Rintaro has gone through, or how he feels right now. Feels good, healthy, like running around the school field as a child. Except we're not a child, and we've been running through the same few days, probably even longer now. I would like to say that this is the 5th cycle, but I'm not holding my breath on that. Mayushi complimenting the weather, as before.
なんで僕がこんなことに付き合わなきゃいけないんだ。
Daru complaining, as before.
同感だわ。っていうか、風強すぎ。
And Kurisu throwing in her 2 cents, as before.
メタボだからもっと運動しておくべきだと思うよ。
デブオタ上等。
Suzuha leads the way, exactly as last time. Big smile on her face.
いい景色だな。
And joy in her eyes. And we can see Tokyo Bay all the way to the bridge and the Rainbow Bridge in the distance. And we're still using rent-a-cycles. Why are we doing the exact same thing as before? I said this to you last time, Rintaro, and I'll say it here and now again. And for all eternity, you want a change of pace. Have a change of pace from this. I implore you.
出発するまではさ、ただの時間の無駄遣いと思ってたけど、たまにはこういう時間も必要な生き物なんだね、人間って。
Then of course, if these events of these 2 days are now... No, I wouldn't say that these events are stuck under the purview of world-line convergence, because if they were, we would almost certainly be doomed to repeat this for all eternity.
私はタイムリープマシンを作ってる方が楽しい。
Yeah, considering how long it takes to actually get that developed, that's Gonna take a while.
引きこもりが最強だと今日証明されました。
二人ともグダグダだね。
They may be worn out, but they have nothing when it comes to Rintaro's current state of health.
だらしないな。そんなんじゃ生き残れないよ。
Kurisu and Daru are exhausted, while Mayuri and Suzuha are still going strong. And we already know the distance, so we're pacing ourselves to conserve energy physically but not mentally.
水は自動販売機はまだ？今ならコップ一杯分の水のために人殺しもできそうだお。
残念ながらこの橋を含めてあと2つ橋を渡らないとコンビニはない。そこまで辛抱しろ。
I reply mechanically. Looks like this is starting to take its toll on Rintaro.
マジで無理。もう無理。
オカリ詳しいんだね。この辺来たことあるの？
ああ、何度も。
Many times indeed. What cycle is this? My 10th? Yeah, I had a sneaking suspicion that was the case. It must be more than that by now. I'm still repeating the same 2 days over and over again. Moroka's attack, Mayuri's death. Those will never ever happen. Yet they will when the night of the 13th happens. Today, once again, we're off on an adventure. I wouldn't necessarily call it as such anymore.
ここまで来ればビッグサイトはすぐだ。あと10分もしないうちに着くだろう。
And our destination is unfortunately the same as it was in the past cycles. Daru has used up the last of his strength. Of course. And as before, we pull up next to his bike.
そのままの格好で。
I swallow my words. That semi-automatic truck is bound to be on its way, and yet I've suddenly, my intuition has suddenly detected the oncoming onset of a tonal shift. And not for the better. Thoughts too dark to be my own suddenly slip into my mind. What will happen if I don't pull Daru back? Oh. Well, it looks like in the sadly ensuing boredom and mundane repetition of these past 2 days 10 times now, it seems that Rintaro Okabe is truly losing himself in the monster that is his own creation, the insane mad scientist Hoin Kiyoma. Yeah, this is not healthy. No, let's not find out. It seems that Rintaro's heart and humanity, not to mention his sanity, has already passed its breaking point. This isn't a game, Rintaro Okabe. Everyone needs a little spice in their life, eh? Well then, catch the bus, or catch the train, or go to Aomori, or fly to South America, or somewhere, anywhere, anything, even though that will be running away from what you know you must ultimately do in order to save Mayuri Shina's life. I'm going to burst your bubble here, Rintaro. Neither you nor Hoin Kiyoma could ever truly consider themselves God in any sense. And there's the truck again. Fortunately breaking the floats him and jets him of Rintaro's thoughts. The sound of a horn blasts my eardrums. Daru jerks back from the guardrail. Split second later, the truck howls past. Daru loses his balance and falls on his butt. Seems that Daru will not be claimed by Worldline Convergence at this point, no matter how many times we repeat these 2 looping days.
ちょっと大丈夫？
怪我はない？
And everyone else is understandably concerned for Daru's safety at this point. Kurisu and Suzuha get off their bicycles and help Daru up.
今のトラックひどいよ。
The truck has already crossed the intersection after the bridge. We watch it drive away.
ビビった。つうかなんなんあのトラック。ふざけんなよ。ナンバー見とけばよかった。そしたら通報しましたってできるのに。
Unfortunately, nothing really happened, so I think you're SLL on that one.
事故が起きたわけじゃないし、通報しても無意味でしょ。
And Kurisu seems to have the same idea. Unfortunately, Rintaro is just beginning to realize the effect that constantly going through the same 2 days over and over again is having on his psyche. Everyone's fussing over Daru. I stand a few steps away, staring at my hands. I'm glad it ended as something to laugh about, but what was I thinking just now? I began this time loop so that no one would be hurt, so that Mayuri would live and Suzuha would never go back in time. Yet just now, I was ready to watch Daru, my best friend and favorite right arm, die. Some part of me wanted it to happen.
岡部倫太郎。
It seems that Suzuha has noticed Rintaro's discomfort. I cower in reflex upon hearing my name. Suzuha is staring at me. There are questions in her eyes. She can't have heard my dark thoughts just now. And yet, I feel like she can see right through me.
顔色悪いよ。
オカリン、僕よりガクブルしてるとかおかしくね？
You're not wrong, Daru. You're not wrong.
何しろスーパーハッカーに死なれては我がラボは大打撃だからな。
And Rintaro Okabe, trying to hide within the persona of Horin Kiyoma, I use a purposefully extravagant tone to cover up my guilty thoughts and then start pedaling.
休憩は終わりだ。行くぞ。
Don't think we can run away from this anymore. I am this world's observer. Nothing can escape my subjectivity. Not even yourself. Everything and everyone exists as I will it. That's unfortunately not the way that I see it, Rintaro. Mayuri, Kurisu, Daru, even Suzuha. Here we can live in peace and harmony. None of us need ever face death. Well, Daru almost did, so you've already failed on that front. A 48-hour eternity. I am the creator of this paradise. A boring paradise. And so I know. Tomorrow will be another wonderful day. The day itself might be nice, but we're not having fun at all. Not one bit.
聖地よ、私は帰ってきた。
And for the nth time we are back here at Big Sight. Daru, his figure restored, greets Big Sight with his arms spread wide.
人がいないと に来るのって初めてだよ。
I have, countless times.
こんなに広かったのね。なのにコミマ中は人で埋め尽くされるとか。
Well, fortunately you have yet to see the chaos and insanity of Komima. But you will soon learn. And Big Sight truly is majestic when it's empty.
ねえねえ、マユシーはお腹空いちゃった。
Juicy tender chicken number 1. I wonder if that family restaurant actually
近くに
serves
ファミレ
those.
スあるべ。そこで一休みしようよ。
帰りも同じ距離を走らないといけないのよね。それを考えたらいつだ。
Nightmare is probably the most appropriate term for the situation that we're currently inadvertently in, by our own hand no less. The three of them go searching for the family restaurant. Suzuha is still gazing at Big Sight. Oh no. Not again. Not again. The mania of Mayuri and Kurisu seems to be taking over Rintaro's consciousness. What if those two ominous words? I will tell you what then. It won't end well for you, Rintaro Okabe. Because need I remind you, the time leap machine is 2 hours back in Akihabara. Not to mention the fact that it would be you against 4 others. Suzuha, Kurisu, Daru and Mayuri, all of whom who could overpower you. And need I remind you that Suzuha Mane is a trained soldier from the future. No, it wouldn't be. As we've seen on the 13th, she could overpower you in the heartbeat, just as she did the CERN Rounders. Don't do it. You're going down a very dark path, Rintaro Okabe. Indeed, the mania of Mayuri and Kurisu is a bit too strong at the moment. Yeah, you should probably be ashamed of yourself and starting to regret these twisted thoughts. You may technically have a power of a god, but that power is not in your hands right now. As I've just said. Not if everyone else beats the living daylights out of you, you can't. seems like we have truly created a monster here. And it seems that we're going down, and compared to this, soon, as the moral of Sunar, we're pretty close. We're second on the list. Torture it is. Yes, we are. And yet, need I remind you that Suzuha Mane is the 8th member of the Future Gadget Laboratory. No, you are not. You can do anything, eh? Well then, can you save Mayuri Shina from dying over and over again by worldline convergence? Your silence is all the confirmation that I need, Rintaro Okabe. And by the way, need I remind you that Suzuha is standing right in front of us, looking at us, right now, in person? I would beg to differ. Truly, this is the most disturbing of all the endings in Steins Gate, bar none. I cover my ears and avert my eyes from Suzuha. My ears are ringing. Someone is trying to crush my soul, projecting thoughts not my own onto the screen of my heart.
Okabe Rintaro?
Earth to Rintaro, back down to reality. Suddenly Suzuha grabs me by the shoulders and peers into my face. The warmth from her hands makes the buzzing grow louder.
やっぱ具合悪いんじゃない？休む？
You're not wrong, Suzuha. You honestly aren't. I'm afraid to look at Suzuha with these dark feelings clogging my mind. I shake her off and flee towards Big Side.
Okabe Rintaro! どこ行くの?
Running away, as we've been doing this whole time. I need to get away from Suzuha. If I don't, I might give in. I stare at my hands. Clench, open, clench, open. Rinse and repeat. My hands still move, just as I expect them to, just as I order them to. But those dark impulses, the devil's whisper, the devil known as Hoin Kyoma, how can I explain those? What the hell was that? What's happening to me? Your mind is unfortunately wandering and seeking change from the mundane, boring repetition of these 2 days. I start to tremble. My teeth chatter. The sun's hot enough to burn my skin, but I feel cold. I'm afraid of myself. I'm still okay, aren't I? No, I would sincerely say that you are not. I'm Hoin Kyoma, Rintaro Okabe. You are the latter, not the former. The insane mad scientist with a fetish for science and chaos. Do you truly know who you are?
まだってなんだよ。
What is that supposed to mean? Will I eventually lose control of myself? Am I going to break? Like a Mobius strip, the same 2 days go round and round. over and over again. But today I failed to keep them the same. My feelings became twisted. Today, I didn't just hesitate to save Daru. I nearly yielded to my dark emotions. Dark impulses, emotions seeping with venom. I listened to their poisonous, disgusting whispers, and I was almost drawn in. There's no denying it. Worse, that was but a taste of what might lurk inside my heart. Something tells me that the only way to free yourself is to break the 2-day cycle. But even that will have consequences, as we are well aware. If those emotions attack me again, this time crashing over me like a tsunami, will I be able to control myself? I entirely doubt it. Mayuri, Kurisu, Daru, Suzuha. Will I be able to keep myself from hurting them, no matter what? Will I be able to keep everyone safe in this loop I made for Mayuri and Suzuha's sake? As Mr. Popo in Dragon Ball Z Abridged said when the Krillin, Yamcha, Tien, and Chaozu were training in the Saiyan Saga, I'll tell you where they're not. Safe. We are not safe here, is my point. Do I really have such strength? Well, given the current situation, I would say your strength has failed you. I don't know. That answer is hardly reassuring. But for now, it's the only answer I've got. This endless loop is the world I wished for. I can only protect this world. Only I can protect this world. I pray that those impulses were just a fluke, that they'll never resurface again. I only ask that tomorrow be peaceful. It will be, and that's the problem. You're only making it worse for yourself. It's not going to end well. It will all end in tears, I know it. You've seen all this already, I'm not going to repeat. You've already been through this. Suzuha, ahead of the pack as always. Think you need to take a break from these 2 days, Rintaro?
出発するまではさ、ただの時間の無駄遣いと思ってたけど、たまにはこういう時間も必要な生き物なんだね。
Indeed.
人間って。
We need to take a break from our break.
私はタイムリープマシンを作ってる方が
Would be the
楽しい。
best course of action.
引きこもりが最強だ。
二人ともグダグダだ。だらしないな。そんなんじゃ生き残れないよ。
I already know the distance. I already know everything that this day will bring.
水は自動販売機はまだ。
やればいい。
Oh no. Well, now something has changed. Rintaro's answer to Daru.
え？
Everyone turns to look at me. They're probably wondering two things. Your words and what it was you responded to, which was the last part of Daru's complaint there.
やってみろよ、人殺し。
ネタにマジレスですか？
Getting Heath Ledger Joker vibes here.
ああ、マジで。どうしてやらないんだ？やりたいならやればいいじゃないか。
It seems that the mania of Ho and Kiyoma, along with the dark impulses that we've just experienced, are bubbling to the surface. You wanted to know if you had the strength to contain them, Rintaro Okabe? You have your answer. You don't.
ちょっと岡部、あんたいきなり何言い出してんのよ。
After 10,000 years, we've been living the same 2 days over and over again.
オカリン、そういうこと言っちゃダメなんだよ。
And it's only going to get worse from here.
つうか、オカリンなんで切れてんの？
Rintaro's broken.
コンビニが橋を2つ渡った先にある。そこまで文句言わずに耐えろ。
そうなん。意外と距離あるな。
It seems that Suzuha's good mood has evaporated, just as ours has long ago. Hundreds of days have passed since this began, maybe thousands. How many cycles has it been? Too many. I've repeated this loop so many times that I've grown tired of keeping track. I can barely remember the reason I started. The days go by like tearing pages from a calendar. Everyone says the same things, responds the same way. I've noticed my biorhythms seem a bit off, but aside from that, every day is the same. Over and over again. Yes, subtle deviations occur, but it's all within acceptable limits. In the end, the result is always the same. Everything that happens is insignificant, meaningless, pointless. I'm the only one still living in this loop. Everyone else is just being kept alive. By me. We're just spinning our wheels in a dead world. A bit critical of the we there, Rintaro. My soul died some cycles back. I don't remember. This isn't life. Mayuri's death? Morika's raid? Suzuha's time travel? I may have cared about those things once. Not anymore. When did I stop caring? When did I become a machine, looping for all eternity? Nothing matters. When these 2 days are over, they will start again. Everything will be reset. I will reset it myself. Unless something intervenes. And I guess it's pointless to worry. Ridiculous. How many times have I repeated this loop? My senses have gone dull. It's getting harder to respond to the things I see and hear. I feel detached, like I'm isolated inside a thin membrane. And I've already gotten used to it. I don't find it inconvenient anymore. I simply adapted. I wouldn't call what you're going through right now adapting as such. I simply optimized. To this far too narrow world. To this far too gentle world. Why shouldn't I adapt? You haven't. This is my world. No, it isn't.
僕はサイクリングをやめるぞ。
Yeah. Obviously you're not cut out for the Tour de France, Daru. It's not your thing. You're a super hacker, not a cyclist. And once again he rests on the guardrail. But this time, Rintaro's humanity is dead and buried. And there's the truck again. But unfortunately this time, Rintaro does absolutely nothing to help Daru whatsoever. And the truck speeds off into the distance. And as before, same result.
あぶねえ。
ちょっと大丈夫？
怪我はない？
And Kurisu and Suzuha react the same way as before, which is understandable given the situation,
今のトラック
as does
ひどい
Mayuri.
よ。
はあ、ビビった。つうか、なんなんあのトラック。ふざけんなよ。ナンバー見とけばよかった。そしたら通報しましたってできるのに。
通報しろよ。
This isn't helping, Rintaro. The truck's number rolled smoothly off my tongue. That's no surprise. I've seen it so many times it's like a brand on my brain.
教えたぞ。ほら通報しろ。
Rintaro is now officially soulless, ladies and gentlemen. I hold my phone out.
オカリン、僕へなんか恨みあんの？
It was nothing that you did, Daru. It was nothing that you did.
お前が通報したいと言うから通報する機会を与えてやっただけだろ。
My tone is flat. I'm just saying whatever comes to mind. It doesn't matter. Nothing matters.
確かに橋田のだらけた態度は良くないけど、岡部も感じ悪すぎよ。
I think you're getting everyone worried, Rintaro.
仕切るな。委員長キャラ。
You didn't even try to pretend to be Ho in Kiyoma.
何よ。
喧嘩は良くないよ。ダル君は無事だったんだし、めでたしめでたしだよ。ね？
Unfortunately, Rintaro has already crossed the terrible threshold way back when. I ignore Mayuri and shove my phone at Daru.
通報しないのか。
まあ、今回のところはこれで勘弁してやるっつうことで。
You truly have become a monster, Rintaro Okabe. I sigh and put away my phone. And I think Suzuha's starting to suspect. Suzuha is staring at me again. She looks like she wants to say something. But who cares what she thinks? I feel nothing. Sadly, that's true. But now back to bigger sight. Once again, the tired Kurisu, re-energized Daru, and the ever-agenic Mayuri repeat the same conversation I've seen hundreds of times. And then they go search for the restaurant, leaving us alone with Suzuha. I turn my back to them and walk towards the ocean. I knew it. But Suzuha stands in front of me, blocking my way. Mexican standoff. Her eyes bore into mine. I try to pass without saying anything, but no dice. She cuts me off. I see the sincere concern in her eyes, but I can no longer sway my heart, not even a little.
あのさ、あるテレビ記者が雪の街に取材に来て、そこで時間の連鎖に絡め取られちゃうって映画なかったっけ？
You know, I think there actually was. What? What the hell is she talking about?
恋はデジャビューだったかな。私にとってはすごく古い映画なんだけど。